Hello Tarot Rebels, welcome to today's video. My name is Michaela from Tarot Rebel and I'm super happy to see you joining us. We'll continue the series of readings for Zodiac signs as we did last week, because I feel like this is something that needs to happen consistently, for now at least. So if you want to know how the next week will go for you, please check your sun, moon, rising signs and go from there. I'll start with Aries in the regular order: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius and Pisces. I will leave the timestamps in the description box down below. If you want to book a reading with me, there are details in the description box down below as well. If you want to watch another video, you have the link to my channel. If you want to watch another tarot reader, again, you have that option. Please remember that this is a collective message, so if it doesn't fully resonate with you, then don't try and force it, because you have control over your life and over your decisions. And ultimately, this is for entertainment purposes only. I will not give out financial, legal, or health medical advice. If you have any of those issues, please contact a qualified person. Okay, that being said, let's move on to Aries. I'm gonna be using a mix of Oracle and Tarot. I'm gonna keep it short unless I feel like I need to clarify. So you start off with the energy of Oak. Well, sorry. Maybe number 27 or 9, 2 plus 7 reduced to 9 is important for you. Let me show you the message in this card. It says, don't just look within, dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. So Aries, I kind of feel like, and now is still Aries season, I kind of feel like you might be on the verge of a breakthrough. Or at least on the path of doing that. So you might seem a bit closed off to others, might seem a bit in your head right now, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It is what it is. So try and do that deep dive that the Spirit is asking you to do with the Ace of Stars and the Knight of Hearts. And bottom of the deck energy, you have the Emperor, which is your card. So I think right now you're on a quest to finding yourself, finding balance within your heart, within your being. I know this card says romance here, but I don't see this as necessarily as a romantic type of love. You might feel the need to be a bit more gentle to yourself. You might feel the need to explore sides of you that you don't necessarily explore, and cutting yourself some slack, because the Emperor card is a very controlling energy associated with that card. But you also have creation and the Knight of Hearts, which talks to me about the ability to understand your emotions. And with the Oak card here, I want to say that this path you're on at the moment is about self-discovery and self-acceptance more than anything else. Let's see what's the message, what's the advice for you, Aries. This card, you have hope. Sorry, I think I messed up my cards. Yeah, they're upside down. You have hope, and bottom of the deck energy, you have new beginnings. As I said, you're on this path of self-discovery, new discovery of yourself, of what you can do and what you want to achieve. And I think this is your focus right now. and you're not necessarily focusing on something that's material or something that's traditional in a way. It's all about bettering yourself, and I commend you for that, Aries. That's all I have for you for this week. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I do hope to see you in another video. Next we have Taurus. Let's see, Taurus. What can you expect in the week to come? You have Fae. So, not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. I want to say that some things might be not hidden from you, but deliberately suggested wrong, because someone is trying to not necessarily trick you, but guide you onto a different path, not necessarily the one you should be on. But this card wanted to come out. So you have the Six of Stars, which is success, and the Eight of Hearts, codependency. Interesting energy. I want this card and this card. Okay. I kind of get the impression that this codependent relationship that you have here, this person that you're in this relationship with, remember, this doesn't have to be romantic. Sometimes it's just family, friends, etc. This person, I think it's misleading you onto a path that doesn't necessarily align with what you want and who you are as a person, and I think they know that. However, they know how to push your buttons, and they're taking advantage of this knowledge to advance their opinions and needs and wants on you. I think you know that deep down inside, because you've contemplated the idea, you've done the work, you've done the research, and I think you know what you need to do. So I think you're divinely guided to escape this negative energy that's trapping you. It just needs a bit more time, a bit more work from your part. Let's see. I want to say, have honest conversations with this person, because they are not able to have them. But you can ask the questions and you can see, based on their reactions and their answers, what the truth is. And I think you know that as well. What's the advice? Choose wisely. And heart chakra. It's a double-edged sword here, because you care so much for this person, and you have your heart open and willing to accept them as they are, as they present themselves. I think they're taking advantage of you in that way, but your mind knows how to filter that information and how to guide you to the right answer. Look at this hand, is like pointing in the right direction, right? You know deep down inside where you need to go, and you know that whatever this person is doing to you is not necessarily fair. So I think in the end you will just cut them loose, or at least have an honest conversation with them to discuss the extent of their actions. Okay. Thank you, Taurus. Really appreciated you letting me read for you. Moving on to Gemini. you have sacrifice. You must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it all is embracing truth. This card seems to be slipping a lot. Let's see, Gemini. I think you're in a very, not necessarily sacrificial energy, but you're in a very giving energy right now, and I feel like it's draining you of your life force. You're such a bubbly individual, Gemini. At least the Geminis I know, that my friends, they are very bubbly and very high energy people. But I think right now either you're in the presence of someone who drains you of your energy, or you feel like you cannot escape this giving energy. Such a similar image. Sorry, I think my camera just... yeah. Such a similar energies to these two cards. With the Queen of Hearts, I think this has to do with someone close to you, either a family member or a friend or someone who you hold dear. And with the Page of Innocence, Page of Hearts, which talks about innocence, they might be like a child or a young person that you're supporting. However, it, as I said, it feels like it's draining you. Like with the 10 of stars here, and the keyword is hoarding, I want to say it feels to you like they're hoarding your energy without giving something in return. And as much as you love and you want to give to this person, there are things you cannot give more than you have. Let's see what's the piece of advice for you, Gemini. Foundation and achievements. Trapped in fear. I find it funny because 8 is double 4, right? I think it's time for you to lay some solid ground in terms of boundaries, because this person is trapped in fear because they have no boundaries, whereas the foundation of everything we do lies in the boundary setting that we do. Every relationship, every job, everything we do in this world is based on our boundaries and our way to connect with them and our way to express them and verbalize them to people. And if we're not able to do that, then how are we growing healthy and stable in this environment, right? So right now, because you're in such a giving energy, it's hard for you to maintain those boundaries. It's hard for you to have that stable foundation that you need to be able to take from others as well as give to others. And I think the lack of boundaries is causing you a lot of anxiety, but it's also causing you a lot of grief because you don't want to be perceived as the bad guy when you try to set up those boundaries again. So that's all I have for you, Gemini. I hope you sort this out for your own good, and I'll see you in another reading. Next we have Cancer. Let's see, Cancer, what do we have for you? You have Pegasus with the number 33, Break free, dear one, spread wide and far, for you aren't containable, you are limitless. I think this is a reminder for you, my dear Cancers, to allow yourself to break free. Allow yourself to spread your wings and fly. And allow yourselves to go boldly where you need to go. Because Pegasus, in this energy, I have the same energy as with the Chariot card, which is the card that guides you. I also see this card, the Ego, which is collapse. You might need to collapse some of the boundaries you have right now, some of the limitations that you've set out for yourselves. Quiet that fear that's talking to you and do whatever the hell you want. I think this is the key energy. You have the retreat with contemplation. The Five of Threes with limitation. As I was just saying about breaking free of those boundaries, you have the limitation card, and you have the Four of Trees, growth. I think right now it's a solo act for you, Cancer. You need to remove any of the blockages that you've set out for yourselves. Think of, oh, I cannot lift 200 kilos because I'm not strong enough, or I cannot apply to that job because I don't have the credentials, or I can't do the Everest because I don't have the stamina, right? But this is your reminder. Growth comes from within you. You need to be this carefree spirit that doesn't listen to that voice of fear. You need to allow yourself to grow, and you don't have to consult with anyone else on this, because you know you have the power and you know where to find that power. But every time you go externally for validation, you hit walls from friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that don't believe in you, colleagues from work that don't believe in you, because they don't believe in themselves. So ask yourselves, why do you need validation from people who don't know what they're doing? You're on your own path and they are on their own path. So just let them be, and you need to fly towards this retreat, this isolated energy that only you know and only you can nurture, to find the real answers, because they don't lie within someone else. They lie within you. Let's see what's the advice. The sacral chakra. This is a reminder to, again, find that self-identity within you and accept the truth as it is. Bottom of the deck energy, you have the light. That's the sun energy. Light up that fire within you and you grow it. Do not allow other people's voices, experiences, actions to grow that, because only you can nurture. Only you know where you want to go, and they have no clue what's in your power and what you can do, what you can achieve. They don't know who you are, the real you. So that's all I have for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. That was a pleasure, and I hope to see you in another video. Moving on to Leo. Let's see, Leo, what's next for you in the week to come. You have milk and butter, number 25, which reduces to a 7. Like the silk of one's flesh, I am the giver, I am your eternal. And that's, honestly, this is how most of the Leos in my life are. They are indeed givers. They do give energy and time and passion and and everything in between to others, like money, if you need help with anything, painting your house, sewing a dress, they're there for you. So you have the Page of Angels. Okay, I want this card with the turnaround. And bottom of the deck energy, you have Nine of Hearts. Okay. I think right now you're going through a phase where you make people wonder how do you do it, you know, with the Page of Angels. I think your communication skills are a bit wrapped in mystery, if you like. You're not communicating directly. You do certain things to hint at your long-term plans, but I don't think people actually get you to hear the words, like get you to speak the words, if that makes sense. And at the same time, you're wrapped up in this like veil of mystery that surrounds you. I think you're setting grounds for this turnaround, this revolution that you're preparing for others. It's not that you're preparing yourself, you're preparing others to understand why it's happening, because deep down inside you finally found that peace, because I think you've gone through a bit of time where things didn't necessarily make sense to you, but right now you're there and you're trying to bring everyone on this journey with you, and where you're this activated grown being and you're happy to share that milk and butter with them. But I don't think people around you understand what this is all about. And I think from your place, energetically, you're trying to lift everyone else up to your level, and it might be difficult, to be honest. It might be very difficult. Have material and spiritual prosperity and the solar plexus chakra, again talking about that you wanting to share the happiness, this sustenance, I wanted to say for some reason, but I also want to say abundance with others, and you want to help everyone else get enlightened on the same path as you were. And I think that's very beautiful of you, and that's very generous of you, because some other people might just keep this to themselves. So that's really nice of you, Leo. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. That was a real pleasure. Moving on to Virgo. Let's see what the week has in store for you, Virgos. Okay, you have two of them. I'm gonna keep them. You have the wildcat and the green man. I'm gonna show you the wildcat first. Be still and tune in, for there is something about lurking, a foot lurking alongside you. As you can see, this lion has some deer antlers or antelope antlers in the background. So there's something waiting to happen for you you might not be aware of. And it's funny because the green man also has some antlers, right? All that I desire comes to me easily and effortlessly. I know this to be true, for I am abundant in all that I do. Now, for me, the lion is a very abundant, prosperous, but also very powerful energy. And to have them both with antlers, one of them waiting for something lurking in the background, the other one knowing that whatever they're desiring will be manifested, to me speaks about that manifestation. It's like both your subconscious and conscious minds are aware of the fact that you're creating this environment for yourself. You're manifesting it and bringing it into action and life, right? It's a very, I'm gonna use the same word, so maybe you have Leo placements, but Leo had a similar energy of very mystical cloud to them. But I think for you it's more realistic than the cloud. I think you're very much aware of the fact that you're creating something out of nothing and you're expecting it, but at the same time you're a bit surprised of what's happening there. Let's see. What can I tell you about this week, Virgo? You have the Ace of Angels, wisdom. Again, that conscious mind is aware of things, and you're happy to born out this new beginning, this energy that you're trying to bring into the world. And then you have the Seven of Trees with contemplation, and the Three of Hearts with joy. It's funny. You have 2 antlers here, then you have 2 green energies here, but then you have also 2 heart energies here, right? It's like everything is interconnected. And if I look closely, these leaves here look like the wings in this picture. I think right now you're manifesting on all levels, because this is sword energy, this is pentacle energy, this is cup energy. So the only thing you're kind of missing is the wand energy, the fire. But I think right now you're beyond that inception point, because usually the wand's energy comes with the inspiration point, with the inception energy, if you like. But I think you're way past it. You're in the realm of possibility now. You're creating it as we speak, and you're very much aware of it, and you're reveling in this power and knowing that you have this power and knowing how to manipulate it to work for you. Okay, let's see what's the advice for you. Be aware of deception and envy and of mental conflict. Looking at all the cards, because they were so positive except for these 2 that talk about deception and conflict and negative energy overall, I think right now the advice would be not to be less cocky about it, be less proud and less braggadocious about it, because I kind of get the impression that you want to tell people of this newfound power, and fair play to you. I would do that too, but I think some people are not ready to receive that message, and I think you might be overestimating the extent of your powers. So to avoid any further disappointment, maybe just start small and keep it to yourself. Sometimes there is power in silence, and there is power in using that time to contemplate and to go inside rather than sharing it with the world. That's all I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Next we have Libras. Okay, Libras, you have primal energy right now. Number 32 reduces to a 5. 5 is a number of growth, is a number of challenges, right? There is no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. Let's see. I kind of get the impression that you might be experiencing energies that make you feel conflicted with who you are as a person. And sometimes you just need to accept who you are. Accept the truth that lives within you. Okay, you have the hope, the star. With the King of Trees. And bottom of the deck energy, you have the Ten of Trees. Gorgeous energies. You have hope, architect, and loyalty. I think you've... this might not be applicable to everyone. But for some reason I kind of tend to think it's about modern dating and the rules and the games that everyone's playing, the apps, the face tunes, and ghosting people, and whatever new words get invented that describe the modern dating situation. And I think right now you need to accept that what you want some hope, you want someone to be loyal to, someone who knows how to conduct their lives, someone who can match your energy, because I kind of get the impression that your needs are very basic in the least offensive way possible. Like, you want someone you can count on, you want someone who's a good partner, someone you can rely on, someone who can also be vulnerable and rely on you in return. And I think right now you're in that point in your life when you're happy to admit, happy to recognize, and happy to say it out loud that this is your truth. However, it probably is a bit impossible to find someone who's as open and honest as you are, because, as I said, modern dating isn't necessarily the best tool to meet and date people right now. Obviously, this doesn't have to be that. For some of you, it might be like a toxic job that you need to be very upfront about, and you want to tell them what your needs and requirements are, and if they're not met, then you can leave to something better. It can be translated in so many ways, but I kind of get the impression that it's about situations of the heart. Let's see what's the advice for you, Libra. Okay, 2 cards. First card is Love Begins, and the second card, you have the third eye chakra. I think your intuition is leading you in the right way. You understand how the modern world works and how you can make it work for yourself, and you've made yourself energetically available to love. And I think this is what will come to you in some time, because you seem to be open to it. You seem to chase it in, not in a desperate way, but you're laying the grounds to make it work. And I think your intuition has led you to this place because you know how to achieve that. It's just, you just need the confirmation. That's all I have for you, Libra. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Next we have, I want to see this card. You have 8 of Stars, Surge. Something will happen very fast for you. Next we have Scorpio. Okay, you wanted to come out. You have the Goat. Fearless, I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way. You're in a very, very stubborn energy. Reminds me of Capricorn energy. Okay, you have the Queen of Trees, which also connects to Capricorn. The Ace of Trees and the Five of Stars. You know what you want and you know how to get it, and I think right now you're in a very balanced place. You have a strong sense of identity, you know how to express that, you know how to express your boundaries and your limitations, you know when to stress yourself and when it's not worth it. And I think right now you're in a place where you have time and resources to explore various facets of your personality. If you like, everything that you touch, I get the impression that you have Midas touch, and everything you do is successful going through, and you don't seem to struggle emotionally. You have emotional support, you have, and you're giving yourself that emotional support, if that makes sense. So I like this for you, Scorpio. It's a good energy to be in. Let's see, what's the advice for you? Passion ignited and solitude. As I said, it feels like you know where you're heading, you know what you want to accomplish, you know you have so many things you want to do and everything will be successful. I do sense not necessarily a sense of loneliness, because I think you enjoy this time. I think you're very content being on your own, not having to answer to anyone, if you like. It's just you and your passions and your dreams and your desires working hand in hand to make yourself happy and fulfilled. That's all I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Hope to see you in another video. Next we have Sagittarius. Let's see. You have hand fastings. The pulse pulls through all that I am. No hidden form is left untouched. I am willing, I'm risking, for I yearn for unity spilled lustrously upon my lips. Interesting. Let's see. What does the tarot say? Because I think this is, I want to say bigger than you imagined. This energy of being so deeply connected to someone. I almost never feel it in my readings. Let's see. You have Eight of Trees, Knight of Stars, and bottom of the deck energy you have the Queen of Hearts. Skill, adventure, and sixth sense. I think this connection that you are in at the moment, I think it's asking you to revisit everything, every aspect of your life. It's asking you to revisit your skills, your likes, your dislikes, the way you process things, the way you process emotions, the way you think, the way you react to things, the way you plan ahead. The Knight of Stars is your card, like it's the Knight of Wands, right? With the Adventurer, it asks you to weigh in on your comfort zones and the impulses you get, and the need for you to be a certain way or the other, right? It's just there's so much bubbling underneath the surface and you need to process that. And I feel like you're aware of it and you're starting to do the work for understanding this. It's just, it might take you some time, but you're divinely guided with the Queen of Hearts and the Sixth Sense. Let's see what's the advice for you, Sagittarius. Positive movement forward and awareness. As I said, you're awakening to this, and it's been bubbling underneath the surface for some time, and it's like looking into the deep ocean, especially with this card, positive movement forward. I am afraid of ocean, so right now I'm not looking at that card because it's just gonna cause me a great deal of distress. But think of it like that. You see the ocean, but you don't know what's lying underneath it. But you're in that intermittent space where you know there's something more, and you're digging for it, and you're trying to get to the bottom of it. And you have the awareness, you have the dedication, you have the Sixth Sense to guide you into the right direction, and you're taking advantage of that. And I couldn't be more proud of you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. That was a real pleasure. Now, moving on to Capricorn. Let's see what we have. My dear Capricorns. Oops. Oh. A bit emotional, are we? You have a stone circle. In a ceremony, you conjure a devotion so deeply it reflects thy worship into yourself. Interesting energy. There's a lot of self-reflection attached to it, and there's a lot of dedication to the work. And I think your ritualistic approach to this type of work is guiding you to be in this energy, to be so devoted to self-reflection, I guess. Let's see. Three of Stars, visions. Wow. 2 out of 3. You have the Three of Stars with vision, the Queen of Angels with visionary, and then you have the Path with exploration. It's a very intensive period in your life, Capricorn. You are going through a lot. I think most of it has to do with your inner working. You're probably, some of you might be in what other people call dark night of the soul, where you self-reflect a lot. You go through this purging of energies, of emotions, of memories, of things from the past, things that you're trying to heal. But at the same time, you absorb new things that make you a whole new person, but yet you're still the same person. I think this self-exploration path, this dedication you have, this devotion, if you like, is so crucial to you and how you do things. I really like this. Again, I feel like this is a very solitary energy. It's not something external that's guiding you through this. It's just something you feel like you need to do at this moment, and you're working your way through it. You're divinely guided. Like, if I look this Three of Stars, the stars are leading the way. This Queen of Angels has this jewel, which in my head, it's an amethyst, right? And she has it placed on her third eye. Again, she's divinely guided. Her intuition tells her where she needs to go. Again, same thing with this path energy. These swirls of light and energy guide you where you need to go, right? I want to say, for some of you, this may be a very transformational period in your life. Expect a lot of high highs and low lows, because it will feel daunting and isolating, but you will get through it. I can assure you. Let's see what's the advice. You have harmony and passion ignited. So, my dear Capricorns, it's unreal what's happening to you. I think it will bring you a lot of bliss, a lot of harmony, a lot of enjoyment, but it will be a brand new beginning in the end, because what you're going through right now, I don't think it's going to be a week-long process. It will take you some time to go through it, and it will take some time to, how should I put it, to heal from it, because it feels very heavy in a way that's, I don't know, a lot of work. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, Capricorns. Let's move on to Aquarius. Okay. These boundaries seems to be a theme. I've mentioned boundaries in a lot of today's reading. So if this resonates for you, maybe check other readings as well. Boundaries with number 3. Boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. Let's see. What does the tarot have for you? I'll take these two. You have the Retreat and the Force, with Queen of Hearts at the bottom of the deck. Again, you're guided by your heart. You're guided by your intuition. And I think you're strong enough to understand what boundaries work for you and how to assess them. And I think with the Retreat here, you kind of feel like you need your space, you need your own safety zone that you can thrive in, because at the moment it's kind of hard to make sense of the world. I'm not sure why I said that, but this is how I feel. You're being guided by this inner strength in you with this self-control that you're displaying to exert those boundaries, to make people aware of them, if you like. And it can be a very isolating exercise, but you still need to go through it. Let's see, what's the advice, Aquarius? Okay. Have awareness and positive movement forward. So you are aware of your limitations and you are aware of your boundaries, but you're also very much aware of how other people work, and you're willing to incorporate that into your assessment, into your boundary, if you like. And you will be making progress as long as you're being honest and truthful to those close to you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, Aquarius. It was a real pleasure. Next we have Pisces. Okay, gorgeous energy. You have the morning dew. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? This is a very Hangman energy, Hangman being the card that rules you. You're in this very still energy, waiting for things to happen, pondering, taking the time to self-reflect and self-assess, see what you need to do, what you want to do, because sometimes there are different things, what we want and what we need. Let's see. We have 7 of Stars, the 4 of Hearts, and the 10 of Stars. Traditionally, these cards are all not positive. Let's say that. With the 7 of Stars, you have faith, but I call it resilience, right? I think both of these energies are in kind of the same, both of these cards express similar energy, with the 4 of Hearts being a bit more negative because it has the tears and the depression word on it. I think in this stillness you're trying to find your power, you're trying to find your footing. It's like that deer hearing a blade of grass moving and staying still because it doesn't know where the danger is coming from. And I kind of get the impression you're in the same energy. You're right now in this stillness that allows you to process what's happening and how to move forward, and that's a good thing. With the 10 of Stars and hoarding, I think in the stillness you're not allowing yourself to release anything. Look at this volcano. All the stars are being hoarded here at the bottom instead of being released. Allow yourself to be still but let go, because otherwise it just keeps the circle going, keeps the negative energy going, and it doesn't allow you to fully process what's happening. With the depression here, the 4 of Hearts, it's a very isolating energy, and stillness can be isolating, but I think now more than ever this is the time when you can reach out to someone, because people are willing to help and they are willing to listen, but they cannot read minds, my dear Pisces. Let's see what's the advice. challenges and suffering in silence. As I said, you're suffering in silence, and maybe this is not the best approach. Maybe now is the time to ask for help. Ask people to support you, because I'm sure you have friends and family that love and would like to be there for you. Okay, that's all I have for you, my dear Pisces. That was a pleasure to read for. I hope you're doing well. I hope this made some sense to you. Thank you all for joining me today, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.